Welcome back to ShowNewTrend. I'm host of today, and my name is Elvis Derry. Allah, how are you?
And then you see how much violence there's on the left, with our friend Charlie Kirk getting murdered in cold blood this week, and people on the left celebrating it openly. The left is the party of murder and celebrating murder. I mean, let that sink in for a minute. That's who we're dealing with here.
This is Aaron Sharp, a now former co-owner of a Cincinnati restaurant called Lucius Q. Aaron Sharp made horrible comments on a Facebook page that was celebrating the life of Charlie Kirk. His comment about Charlie's passing was, "Good riddance, what a piece of shit." Backlash quickly followed, with thousands of people flooding Lucius Q's social media and Google reviews to express anger at the comment. In response, Aaron Sharp said, "If you think that threats of social media attacks on me or my business will in any way keep me silent about what I believe, you are sorely mistaken. I know exactly who I am and on what side of history I stand." On Thursday night, Lucius Q shared the news that Sharp was no longer a part of Lucius Q. The other owners of the restaurant removed him completely. Cincinnati soccer stadium TCL also cut ties with the restaurant. So, apparently, Aaron Sharp thought he was more powerful than he was and is now out of work.
It's such an easy litmus test, how people responded to what happened yesterday. Because if they are upset, like sad, if they are offering thoughts and prayers, and they're like, "Oh man, R.I.P." You don't need them. You don't need them. They're mourning a literal fascist, a guy who didn't think that trans people should exist, who hated gay people and minorities, and spent every waking moment and every ounce of his energy spreading hatred. I think we saw karma in full effect yesterday. It was something.
With all of the people getting fired from their jobs, with everything going on, I just want to bring up the possibility of, if you see somebody spitting rampant hate speech against minorities or trans people or gay people or just anybody in general, see if you can get them fired.
And as Tony mentioned, not everyone took to his words or his rhetoric. You know, at times they were offensive to specific communities. But with that said, this is not the time to focus on that. We are focused on this tragedy. Speaking of this tragedy, is this a moment for your party to reflect on political violence? Is it a moment for us to think about the responsibility of our political leaders and their voices and what it does to the masses as they get lost in misinformation or disinformation that turns in and spills into political violence?
I say both parties. You know,
I don't even say parties. I say a nation.
Okay.
And if there's a moment
Even
in time
better.
we want to look to, and I looked back and I watched this again when Robert F. Kennedy is running, and he's in Indianapolis, and he just got the news that Martin Luther King was killed. And he has to tell the crowd, because we don't have social media at that time. And it was remarkable the words he said. He said, "We have to ask as a nation, who are we? And how do we want to move forward?" We have watched this political attack on both sides. We watched what happened in Minnesota. We watched what happened to President Trump. We've watched this on both sides. This is not a question about parties. This is a question about nations. We cannot normalize this, but Charlie was not elected. Charlie was not doing something where you would sit there and one party say something wrong. He was honoring. He was doing it on a college where ideas. This is what happened in the 60s. This is a moment in time for this nation to take this time to actually make a question about all of us.
We don't want to go back to the 60s.
We don't.
That was a more violent period than people recall. We could talk about the 60s.
So I came home, went on social media, following some friends, and I am so triggered by somebody's post about Charlie Kirk and how much he's going to be missed, and how sorry they are, about what happened, and praying for his friends and family and all this bullshit. And I cannot believe what I'm reading, because, you know, this is what he wanted. He wanted this. He worked his 31 years to get to this place. And yeah, what a violent way to lose your life. What a violent way for the children of Newtown to lose their life. And he kept it going. He fed off it. He got money from these groups who do these things. And now they're manipulating the story. So I've made a decision that I'm going to continue the path that I was. I'm going to be removing people from my feed, including friends. Because if you don't share the same values that I do, then we don't need to be in each other's life. And that's just the truth. That's the truth. And I don't need to waste any energy on asking you questions why, because I think everybody that follows me is a grown-up. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. What a disappointing day for me to see so much empathy for a man who caused so much pain and will posthumously be causing a ton of pain in our community. I don't know what to tell you.
Get your theology together, because the sad thing is we live in a nation where twisted, toxic theology is poisoning the politics of this nation. Have you thought about the fact that this week in Utah, a white Christian got killed by a white Christian? And then the next day, HBCUs were under threat. Now, how did we get in it? I mean, that's called white on white crime. You came the wrong Sunday if you thought I'm sorry, I see y'all are real sophisticated and you look really good. I hope they warned you about me, okay? Because on this Sunday, we gonna keep it 100. On this Sunday, we gonna tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And so here they are. Here they are. In Utah. It's more of us in church than in Utah. We ain't got nothing to do with what they just did. A white Christian gets killed, murdered, not assassinated. We're going to tell the whole truth today. Martin King got assassinated. Malcolm X got assassinated. Medgar X got assassinated. Don't compare Kirk to King. Ain't no such comparison now.
I'm sick and tired of it. Left-wingers, liberals, you need to be showing your opponent's guts on there, okay? You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their intestines just ride on stage. What the fuck is this shit, man? Slice them up. Slice them and dice them. What the fuck is this? You cannot have a bigger fucking layup. You could not have had a bigger fucking layup than a horrible candidate like Herschel Walker. Sure, he was prepared very well. And Herschel Walker actually had...
He's dead, y'all. Thank God. One down, couple more to go. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Bye, Charlie Kirk, bitch. Bye. Piss me the fuck off. Bye. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Bye. Got shot. Not my problem. Bye, bye, bye. Call me hateful. I don't care. He deserved it. Bless. I feel blessed today, guys. Blessed.
I will say this. You are disgraceful. You really are. What you have done cannot be forgiven. I don't forgive you. I wish you nothing but the best of luck for the rest of your life, because your days are numbered. Your days are numbered.
The way you're sitting, you're rolling your eyes, it's disgraceful, man. You have brought a horrible name to this community that all of these people up here and behind me have worked years to tirelessly build. It's shameful.
We asked you to step down. Right here, I have a recall petition. if you're really going to make the whole village go through this, it's going to be done. We have 40% of this village that's going to do it. Walk away with respect. Do what's right.
To mock somebody who's a husband and a father, they got shot in front of their family and killed, it's embarrassing. Oh, you're being judged here, but you have another chance. I hope you find God and your final judgment day is better than today.
Where the f was this guy last summer, huh? We got Captain Earhole in our greatest time of need, and this motherfucker's over here breaking necks from 200 yards away. What the f? Couldn't have picked a better target? Charlie Kirk? Really? Okay. Rest in piss, I guess.
Christian minister here. Charlie Kirk is not a martyr for Christ, despite the claims on social media this week from the right. While we condemn his murder and the gun violence that led to it, we must also reject MAGA's efforts to portray him as something he was not. Kirk preached hatred and division as a white Christian nationalist, which contradicts Jesus' teachings. He preached anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, racism, misogyny, and homophobia. Jesus said that the greatest commandment was to love. Kirk preached that empathy was weakness and that gun deaths are the cost of freedom. His death is tragic, and I'm thankful that the shooter has been apprehended. But the media should stop portraying him as a man of peace just following Jesus, when he was anything but. And yes, it dishonors the United States to award a white Christian nationalist the Presidential Medal of Freedom, as Donald Trump has promised. White Christian nationalism is a false gospel rooted in white supremacy. This week's violence was horrific and has been rightfully condemned. But that violence should not be used today to normalize, even celebrate, the hatred that white Christian nationalism embodies. All of us need to commit ourselves to nonviolence. Anything else is incompatible with democracy. May God bless our country, may God bless all of you, and may God bless the world. Peace be with you.
We should not be giving visas to people who are going to come to the United States and do things like celebrate the murder, the execution, the assassination of a political figure. We should not. And if they're already here, we should be revoking their visa. Why would we want to bring people into our country that are going to engage in negative and destructive behavior?
So Charlie Kirk's wife and widow addressed the nation. I feel bad for her because she lost her husband. It's awful. I wouldn't wish that for anyone. Her speech was full of the rhetoric that I would have expected from his widow. And unfortunately, it wasn't about finding the love of the Christ that they claim to follow, of unity and peace and love for all and acceptance of all. No, it was, again, divisive, blaming of they and the evildoers. This was one guy, and he was super alt-right. So alt-right that he didn't think Charlie Kirk was conservative enough. And to all of you who are saying that liberals and Democrats are just so violent, why use the rhetoric and the verbiage of this is a battle cry? Watch it a few times and listen. Listen to the words that were selected by her or for her. And pay attention to what was behind her, what was surrounding her. The entire set was intentional. So Charlie Kirk.
You look around, you got psychos everywhere. Pushing, poking, daring you to snap. And the question is, how much more did they think we were going to take? They put a bullet in a good man in front of his wife and kids. They butchered a young girl just riding the train. Every day it's another murder. Another freak show. And these sick bastards clap like it's a game. And behind it all, Democrats. Feeding the sickness, celebrating death and degeneracy, unleashing crime, and poisoning everything they touch. They turned evil into a movement, and they call it progress. They call us monsters, while they mutilate their own kids and kill in cold blood. Well, guess what? Enough's enough. The die's cast, and we're not taking any more of their sick fuck bullshit. We're awake now, and justice, you better believe it's coming.
You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country.
Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla. Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.